All right, folks, it's 5 a.m. I'm leaving Arizona, driving to Pennsylvania in my Rivian. I put it in the navigation. Everything looks like it's going to work fine, but I just don't have the same confidence in third-party charging as I do with Tesla's first-party charging. So I don't know how this is going to go, and I hope you enjoy the adventure. All right, so the first thing I'd like to show you here, we have its Driver Plus feature on, meaning it does lane keep assist and dynamic cruise control. The problem is it's not like this on every road. So I'm curious to see how many of the roads across the country. Now, I will be traveling on I-40 and some of the main arteries across the country, so it should work most of the way, but I'm curious how this does in comparison to like autopilot, which is very good. Really the only downside of autopilot for me ever is just the phantom braking, but it's a severe downside because I've threatened to return the car multiple times when it does that. Also, this just went through a massive overhaul of the software. Look at this. There's a moving windmill. Look at that, going across the moon. The grass is moving down here. When you change drive modes, so you have to turn off highway assist to change your drive mode. So if I go to sport, this new graphic comes in. It's just like the most beautiful graphics I think that I've ever seen within a vehicle. So I just really like what they've done with the graphics in this thing. You also have the map over here, which they had before. They just kind of changed the bezeling on it, changed some of the fonts here. Like Tesla's certainly leading in this, but as far as where Rivian seems to be following in their footsteps in all the right areas while enhancing certain areas. So yeah, I'm really impressed with this. I'm curious how I'm gonna like it on a 2,000, really it's gonna be about a 5,000 mile journey because I'm gonna go partial way down the East Coast as well. So this is gonna be a long trip, charging, all of that type of stuff. Should be really fascinating. All I did was type my destination into the car's navigation. I did no other planning other than that, because that's how it should be. So I'm just curious to see the route that it takes, how these third-party chargers are. Am I making too much of a big deal? And that's really it. There's no agenda, folks. Just went past an RV dealership. It said, little dealer, little prices. And I think they should add a third line that says, lot of nonsense. It's a lot of nonsense. God, it really is just a beautiful morning out here. 73 miles on Arizona 260 north, maybe east, we don't know. And there's a beautiful gradient in the sky, but I think that's from forest fires. So I don't know if we're allowed to call that beautiful or not, but it is. So that's just, sometimes it's from fires. Fires are beautiful. How is that for a view? My Lord, 4 peaks, mountains, and the ball of fire just coming out over that. That is unbelievable. I keep staring at it. All right, so I have the suspension currently set to auto, and once you get up to highway speed for a little while, it goes into low mode, as you can see there on the screen. So just some nice things to make the car run a little bit more efficient. I'm also just going with the cooled seats right now and no air conditioning to get a little bit more efficiency. It does say though I'm going to get to this next charger with 113 miles of range left, and then I will have to sit there and charge for 1 hour. That's if everything goes perfectly. In all fairness, this is a long charge whether you're a Tesla or a Rivian. This has almost double the battery size. My Tesla's 75 kilowatt hour. I think this is 135. Yeah, it's just gonna be interesting to see with a massive battery. Look at this landscape, it's unbelievable. The charging times look horrendous. That's why we do these videos, folks, so you can decide if you're gonna buy or not. Saw Steve-O last night. He said I was hot and he wouldn't let me talk to his girl. And that's that. And that's just what he said. And I don't really care if you believe it or not, because it is what it is. I hit it from the back just so you don't get attached. So we're on a gorgeous section of road, except this section of road, I call it the other side of the pond because the roads crisscross. So the left lanes, you know what I mean? It's like we're in Europe. So you got to talk like this. Did they got like fish and chips? Did they got fish and chips at the Burger King? I'm sat in a Rivian R1T, and today we're gonna find out, is electric better than petrol? That's how they talk over there. Did you go like this? I shit my pants and fish and chips came out. You know what I don't understand is like on the top of these mountains here, okay? These peaks, these mountains, whatever. There's cell phone towers. Now, who walked those up there? That probably cost millions and millions of dollars to get those up on top of there, but they did it. They did it. And yet they're like, when you need funding for like public schools, they're like, well, that's tough.
That's not easy. Lockheed does not fund public schools. Maybe we can give them a few extra dollars. It's just crazy. Like, I just wish that, like, don't lie to us to our faces. Just tell us we're not interested. You know what I mean? Anyways, we're still on our way to the first charger. Everything is going fine. All right, so I had to take it off of cruise control. It does not even have driver assist on this road, meaning that I can still do dynamic cruise control, so single tap down, and then we're just going along here. I'm steering the vehicle. It is modulating the speed based on what's in front of me. So it's set to 74. Phantom braking back there was terrible. If there was a car in front of me, it would stop and jerk, stop and go. It was, so I just had to turn it off, unfortunately, which is not good this early in the trip, but I'm glad I'm experiencing these things. I tell you what, driving across the country, if you haven't done it, you have to do it. You have to do it. It's just so cool that we can drive fairly safely all across this country and just see how the landscape changes, and you meet people at the gas stations and restaurants and parks that you eat at, stay at. Just people from all different walks of life. It kind of gives you a better perspective of how things are going, as opposed to watching the news and things like that, which are just anxiety ridden. All they want to do is keep your attention, so they keep you scared and keep you on edge. New at 11, they give you the best story right up front, and then they don't show you it till the very end of the news. It's like, you know, it's just everything. You know, I turned on the news the other day. They're like, 12 people killed in Cave Creek. 17 people, a DUI and a mash. I'm like, all right, well, I didn't need this. So to turn that off and go clean my car or something like that, or spend time with my kids. It's just crazy what the news is. But anyways, that was a long way of saying drive across the country if you haven't, because it's just really cool. It makes you appreciate where you live. Drive across any country that you're in. I'm just talking about this one specifically. All countries are great. Arizona is crazy in the sense that, like, we're in where are we? I don't even know where I'm at. It's at 5,000 feet, Payson. We're in 5,000 feet elevation. There's trees everywhere. It's like you're in a mountain ski town. We got the Shady Pine Mobile Home Park, Dairy Queen. I feel like I can almost sense a Chili's nearby. I feel like I can feel it. I can feel the Cajun chicken pasta. Maybe we'll substitute for shrimp. I feel like it's close. But anyways, beautiful. 75 degrees up here, trees, very peaceful. Love this screen here. 5,400 feet elevation and climbing, 73 degrees. I love to see elevation. Also, the record, I'm at 6,000 feet is my record, but I'm pretty sure I was at 7,000 feet, unless the National Park Service is lying or the mountain shrunk. But it's just gorgeous out here on this fine morning. All right, so I just stopped here. Look at this. Just the Ponderosa pines. Look at that Ponderosa. It's a shame they named a garbage steakhouse after these beautiful Ponderosa pines. It smells so nice. It's private, it's secluded. And you know what else I love about privacy is what Delete Me has done. Today's sponsor of the video, Delete Me. I've been using Delete Me for months now to get my private information off of the internet that data brokers use to sell my information. This is why I love Delete Me. So I've said this before, I've been using Delete Me since December, and I can only remember getting 1 or 2 robocalls since Delete Me has scanned over 8,644 listings and found 77 data brokers with my information. So I'm already personally seeing results. They start by having you fill out a profile with your name, common spellings, your phone number, addresses or previous addresses that you've lived at, and they find your information that data brokers are selling. These brokers aggregate this data, cleanse it, analyze it, and then sell it to organizations who are interested in selling you things using your data. From here, Delete Me will generate your first report. It can take a few days, all the way up to a month, to get your information removed from the internet. But the best part is they keep removing it. So every 3 months, I get a report of what they have done since the last one. And in between, you can even work with one of their privacy advisors to handle specific cases that you want them to deal with. So what Delete Me is offering is 20% off US consumer plans when you go to joindeleteme.com/Gjeebs20 and use promo code Gjeebs20 at checkout. I also have a link for international plans in the description. Delete Me, thank you for sponsoring this video. How's this for a view? My Lord. What was that? Some wildlife down there? Holy I mean, this is just gorgeous up here at the Mogollon Rim. Beautiful. I mean, Arizona is stunning. Don't move here. It's too hot. They're right. It's too hot. Don't move here. But just the diversity in landscape is nuts. It says bear country, do not feed the bears. Is it a bear? Not a bear. It's a burnt log. God, and the Rivian's out in the wild. Look at her. Got it shined up. Left it unlocked with the keys in it. Door handles are just like, hey, steal me. Oh my goodness, folks. What are we gonna do with me? Nothing, really. All right, not too many bugs on the front. All right, let's get back in this hog and get to the charger. Slightly concerning route calculation error. We have no navigation currently. We're just driving. So yeah, I don't know. We have 3G signal, but the fact that the navigation has just failed for whatever reason, I don't know. I had no warning it even shut off. We might be heading home and grabbing the Tesla earlier than we thought, but we don't know. We don't know. Little hold up from Bezos. Got a prime truck in the middle of nowhere, or train, not a truck. JB Hunt. That's it. We're almost at our first charger to Holbrook. Rivian Adventure Network getting there with 97 miles. Plenty of mileage left on this thing. That's what's interesting about this road trip so far, is the fact that I'm arriving with so much mileage. Whereas my Tesla, if I drove my Model Y here, I'd arrive with like under 10% battery to this charger, because I've done it before to the Holbrook charger. This, we have a wealth of charge. So it's interesting. We're going to show up with like 30% state of charge, and we have to charge for an hour still. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Oh my God. This is a 10 of 10 #1 charge stop. Taco Bell? Are you kidding me with this right now, Rivian? I think that Rivian might be the best company in the world with this move here. Okay, so 36 cents per kilowatt hour. Let's plug this thing in. Get in there. All right. All right. I can't believe we're at a Taco Bell. I don't even think it's open. Let's charge this hog up again. Rivian Adventure Network. To continue trip, this is our next one, Electrify America, oh boy. Okay, so only 22-minute charge here. I don't know why it said an hour before. Starting charge, still hasn't started. There we go. Now we'll ramp her up. Now, earlier I mentioned this has a 135 kilowatt hour battery pack. That means that we got 2.06 miles per kilowatt hour, which equates to 278 miles of range if I were to go from on that section that I just did. Now, I went up to 7,000 feet elevation, 7,600 feet elevation. Is basically uphill the whole way here. So that's pretty good for how awful that was. Now that we're on more flat terrain for a little while, we'll be curious to see what we do. Oh, look at that air pressure, dialed in on the air pressure. And we're charging at 445 miles per hour or 166 kilowatts, which is not good. We should be charging at like, this max is at 215, I think. So I don't know why. The charging speeds on these I've seen, there we go. There's the boost. As soon as I start to complain, RJ goes, all right, give him full power. Give it to him. Also, for those of you insane people that tow with electric vehicles, there is a pull-through here with plenty of space. So this is a new charging facility, so it is, you know, it should be well thought out, but it's really impressive. First of all, the location's a 10 at a Taco Bell, but then to have the pull-through, very well done. Yeah, these seems to be working nicely. Ease of use, no pulling your credit card or anything like that. It says, and it's also, it's like, it has max power of 300 kilowatts. Like, let's get the max charging speed up on these. Max it out.
And hey, one other thing, look at this blowout facility. I mean, that's out of order, but clean. Look at these. You could take your, sit in here in your socks. I mean, there's a little bit, okay.
All right, so this session has cost $19.91 the year I was born, and we are gonna arrive to the next one with 52 miles. It says just continue trip, like it kind of gives you the power to just say continue.
Drive southwest and turn right.
I guess that's what we're gonna do.
I always like this section right here. See the big smooth, I just wanna lay up in that or sled down it or something. It just seems nice to touch that big smooth rock. A bunch of them over here. But anyways, rock. I just called that a rock. It is technically a rock. I mean, you could whatever. I'm not too impressed with the charge times on the car. It seems to be inconsistent with it goes up and down, and yeah, I guess it's just getting used to it because the Tesla charging is so easy. I wish I should have brought my Model 3 Performance on this trip. Little elevation check, 7,264 feet. So we're elevated nicely right now. I did not know this was that high. We're at the Continental Divide. So those are probably 11,000, 12,000 feet, I'd say. And we're cruising along nicely here. Let's get it in. No, wait, put hands on the wheel. All right, come on. There we go, baby. Lock me in. Lock me in, daddy. All right, so an update on how the Rivian's been. So far, only one charge stop, whereas in my Model Y on this same route, it has asked me to charge at Payson, Holbrook, and Gallup, New Mexico. So 3 charge stops. So I'm gonna hold the number 3 like this. 3 charge stops in my Model Y compared to this, only 1 charge stop to get you from Phoenix to Albuquerque, New Mexico. So it seems like we're getting solid range out of even up, you know, thousands of feet of elevation change uphill. That's a rough part of the trip for efficiency, and it handled it really nicely. Earlier I said 278 miles of range if I were to take it to 0. But the Rivian's been great. The air suspension's nice. We're currently on ride height setting low, and we're at moderate feel for the air suspension, having soft, moderate, and hard. Yeah, it's been solid, like comfortable. Whoa, car just took about that, huh? Car just veered right. But overall, the car's been comfortable. Cooled seats are running. I turned the air conditioning off in the back because there's no one back there. Save some energy. It's been really solid. So it seems like we're gonna be charging less, just up to the third-party chargers to be up and running. Oh yeah, baby. We're not even in the Midwest yet. It's already America needs Jesus. Well, unfortunately, we need a lot more than that. What do we got here? That's what we need. We need to stuff your face. T-shirts and stuff your face and stay at the Motel 6 with someone you met on the side of the highway. That's what America needs. And then if you get injured, look at those guys. Why do lawyers always look like they're just juiced out of their mind on tea and everything? What is a bolo? All right, that's enough of this. Okay, so we're stuck at an Electrify America charger. The lady over here, I'm not gonna show her obviously, but she goes, yeah, so this machine was working, but then he plugged in, referring to me, and it kicked me off. So yeah, this Electrify America charger, not working. None of these chargers are working for any of these people. My Rivian, another R1S, and a Lightning. It's embarrassing how terrible these are. There's an RV park that I might have to go to and just plug in there for a few hours just to get enough to get to the next one. So we'll see what happens. Currently charging at 60 kilowatts. It just did say 150. It just keeps going back and forth. It's just terrible that this is what you're left with. You buy these expensive cars, and the cars have more capability than the networks do, unless you buy a Tesla. Like, and I know I sound like a clown saying, it's like, oh, you're just a fanboy. It's like, no, this is what it is. If you're taking a road, like here, I bet this is a great charging. So EV Connect, pause and plugs. So I don't know. I need to reroute. I'm gonna try and figure out how to get onto the Tesla network and go that way. See, here's the problem with the experience that I just had. I pull up to the charger. That one doesn't work. I pull in next to another Rivian owner. She got angry because she thought I kicked her off of hers, which I didn't. I just used the one out of the same machine next to her because none of the other ones were working. So she's upset. I then can't like plug my car in and walk away and go in the store and get a drink or do something or go to the bathroom because I'm worried the car is not going to be charging while I'm gone. So that's the issue. Like, you go to a Tesla supercharger, you plug it in and you do whatever you want. You just do whatever you want. And that's not, you know, the Rivian charger was great. The second charger, the Electrify America, is terrible. And that's only one that I've been to. I'm trying to avoid all of those and just use Rivian and Tesla, but the navigation is not navigating to just Rivian and Tesla chargers, even though I have the adapter and all that stuff. So I'm really not sure what the issue is, but yeah, just not a good experience. And like, I'm just making videos. I'm driving. I do have to be in Pennsylvania by Wednesday. It's Monday, so I can't be that delayed, but like, it would just be a nuisance if you're not, you know, making a living doing this, which most people aren't, and you're on your road trip in your car that costs close to $100,000, if not more, and this charger doesn't work, that charger doesn't work. It's like, it's not good. So hopefully it gets better. All right, I couldn't even hit record quick enough before it started. Immediately starts charging here. God, it's like you're walking through the desert and you see an oasis with water. Immediately ramping up charging at these Tesla superchargers in Albuquerque. So we're back on track. Okay, so this is really helpful here. So right before you click on your trip, there's these little adjustment buttons here. Click those. From here, you can adjust your state of arrival. So I'm gonna go to 10%. If you wanna avoid highways or ferries, you can do that. You can also do avoid sites that need an adapter. So I turned that off because I have the adapter from Lectron, which has been working great so far. And see, we're limited by the charging station right now. And preferred networks, I'm going with Rivian and Tesla. And I'm also gonna do use always. And then from there, I'm going to let it do all the calculations for me. So now I think we've got it dialed in. I was going on the other side of the screen and had it all screwed up. I think we're set now, and hopefully this all works out. All right, so I had to come running back to the car. It's not charging, said unplugged. It's making these crazy, it's going, it's making these sounds. Can you hear that? I honest to God, maybe I'll just say to this guy, look, we'll trade. We'll trade. I don't care that that's worth 20 grand and this is worth a lot more. I'll just take that. This is remarkable. All right, I was just talking to a guy in that Model X there. I said, nice meeting you. And he said, thanks for the shows. So I don't know if he subscribed to the channel or if he meant thank you for letting him see the car. Either way, we're up and running here. And you can see right here, it says charge to 246 miles or 71%. And at that point, we will be ready to move on. So here's where we're currently at. We're charging away. It's not been smooth so far, but that's part of the learning process. And it is taking me to an Electrify America charger, even though I said only go to Rivian and Tesla. I bet it has to default to that because there's no way for it to reach in between. So that's what we're doing. I think I've got it more dialed in now. I'm not sure what happened with the car saying it was unplugged. I thought someone had just unplugged the car, so that didn't happen. I took my sunglasses off for this so you can look into my eyes. So I've been doing YouTube for over 3 years now, full time, and it's a dream job. When I was working in corporate America, I was like, man, if I could just do a little better on YouTube, and I made the jump, I made it work. The other thing is, like, it's not just me. My wife was working a job the entire time, so everything I do is hedged in a way. I don't go all in blindly. You know, I save money to make sure if everything failed, I could just go back and, you know, the worst thing that happens with me doing YouTube full time is I just go back and get a regular job. Even though YouTube, to me, is a dream job, it's still a job and work, and I'm not just driving across the country and doing whatever I want all the time. It's structured. I work with sponsors to advertise products to you guys. I have to sift through, 90% of what comes to my email is garbage. And then that 10%, maybe only 5% or less actually comes to fruition in terms of me putting them into a video. So there's a lot of work that goes into it. And I know a lot of people, because of social media, you look at the lives that some of these people live on Instagram. Instagram, I think, is the worst of it. But it's like, oh man, they live such a cool life. A lot of people are broke, not telling the truth. And for me, I know that I'm doing way better than a lot of these people. And that's because I'm constantly working on it. I've been making YouTube videos for 13 years, and I've been doing it while working a job and having a family, girlfriend, wife. Like, I've been doing it since college, since 2011. I've been constantly doing this in the background, and regardless if I was making money or not, I was doing it and saw a way forward to potentially do it full time. So I was doing it because I loved it and because I was passionate about it. And that doesn't mean that you need to go and make YouTube videos. And that also doesn't mean because you're older than me or whatever, that it's too late. If you like it and you stick with it and you're structured about it, like I was constantly, I could show you, I have a yellow tablet and I did like quarterly updates with myself and my YouTube channel from 2014 is when it's dated, of like, how did we do Q1? Did we improve Q2? Like, I cared that much. And I know it sometimes comes across as I'm just picking up the camera and going, and I am, but there's also some exterior structure to it that makes it be successful for the sponsor, for my audience. It's not the algorithm. If the video does poorly, that's because my audience didn't want to see that content. So the reason I'm saying this is because it doesn't have to be YouTube for you. If you're struggling in your corporate job and you don't want to be in it and you're just miserable where you're at, you just have to take steps forward. You don't have to drop everything. You have to take steps forward to get you to where you want to be. There's no secret. There's no course you're going to buy or book your book. You can read some books and it'll change your perspective on things, but ultimately it's up to you to put it into action. One thing that I realize that I do is I watch all this stuff on self-improvement, and I find myself just enjoying entertaining the thought of it and not taking action on things. So you just need to take those little items, whatever that is. Maybe that's starting a garden and then going to a farmer's market and selling tomatoes, or writing a book. You have to show up and do the work that is going to get you there. And the other thing, I heard Robert Greene say this the other day, embracing your uniqueness will give you a purpose in the world. And for me, how I translate that for my life is the reviews I do. We check out the blowout facilities at charging stops. I just let myself be me, and I don't need to be like, the kilowatts are fall. That's not me. There's other channels for that, and that's fine that that's what they do. So you just gotta embrace your uniqueness, see what you get up and are excited about every day, and figure that out. And if you can't figure that out, think about what you did as a kid that excited you and try and figure it out in that way. And then the other thing, corporate America's fine if you're happy with your job. I actually liked both my jobs. I liked this more, but it wouldn't be the end of the world if I had to go back. It is what it is. It's just everything has its negatives and positives to it. I'm doing the dream job. It's still work. It's still stressful at times. It's just a different form of stress. As someone that is in the area where the grass is supposedly greener, there's still some brown patches where dogs have peed. You know, there's just an abandoned town. What is that? So yeah, I don't know. I hope that's helpful to some of you out there just trying to find your way, because it is a crazy world, but you just gotta sometimes you gotta shut it all out and say, what makes me happy? And just kind of go with that, and it's the simple things. All right, speech over.
We are leaving the land of enchantment. Land of guns and steaks.
And also the state that makes the electric vehicle I wish I was driving. What's going on here? Are they taking pictures in the Texas side? There's a white van, and there's people jumping out of it. Well, okay, moving on.
Just saw a sign that said $3.29 for unleaded gas, and I just thought to myself, I wish I could put gas in this thing. I mean, when charging is uncertain, I was just talking to a friend, and he was saying how he'd rather drive his gas car. He has a Tesla, and he has a gas car. His Tesla, for around town driving, is a 10 out of 10. But he hates it for road trips. He doesn't want to deal with charging. Regardless of how easy it is, he doesn't want to deal with it. And you know what? It's not my place to tell him, well, you need to. He doesn't want to deal with it, and you have the option for both. So who am I to say anything else? So even as easy as the Tesla charging is, when you remove the reliability of the charging network, the charger may not work, the adapter might overheat, the car may not. And like, it just adds a layer. I mean, there just needs to be uniformity like gas stations across chargers, and we're not there yet. I don't know that we will be there in 5 years, because 4 years ago, when I first got my Model Y, I was like, you know, it's gonna be crazy to see where we're at in 4 years. And we are better. The network is much denser in terms of Tesla for the most part. But yeah, it's just, I don't know, this is really opening my eyes to, you have to think about when I make these videos, I think about the average person. I'm not trying to be the smartest person. I'm just showing you my experience with the vehicle. That would be disingenuous if I was, I don't know, really technical and all that stuff, because that's not my interest. My interest is how does the car drive and work and the network and everything, not the specifics. And that's why I think people like my videos, because you don't have to think so much and be the kill and this one and that charger does this and this is the one. You should just plug it in and it should work. And so far that's kind of not been the case. But 58 miles till we're at our next stop. Not making great time, and I had to shove food down my throat because my car came unplugged, and a blowout is brewing, which is what it is. All right, it's just sitting here. I've already been here for at least a minute, still trying to connect to the vehicle. 350s. These are actually brand new in Tucumcari, New Mexico. So yeah, really nice stop. Just a matter of this will actually work and turn on. So these are 350s, but it's still, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I'm just frustrated. All right, got back to the car. Limited by the charging station. We're only at 37 kilowatts now. This is on the 350 charger. There it is. And I think I'm gonna actually pull over to, there's a 150 there. The lady said that the 150s are more reliable. I have no clue if that's true or why that would be true, but maybe because they're older and they've worked out the kinks. I don't know. So I have to charge up to 54% or 187 miles, and then I will be good to go. But yeah, 2 hours and 20 minutes. This is goofy. Everyone at the gas station behind me has the right to point and laugh. they should be. But while we're sitting here, it's been a while since I've mentioned Hydrosilex. Look, oh, would you look at that? They've got this travel kit. Code gjeebsjuly will save you 25%. Look at this, I need to clean the windows up. And I got my little travel ceramic cleaner. It's beautiful. A lot of people have said, hey, are you still with I'm like, yeah, yeah. So I earn commissions if you use my code on their website. I really appreciate it. But this is a ceramic glass cleaner. So it has slightly SiO2 infused. So it gives you a really slick finish, which things don't stick to the windshield as much. You'll really notice it if it rains, the water really beads off the window. So I'm gonna clean up the window. It's truly a shame because you have this incredibly capable truck for off-road, great styling, it's sporty. Like, it is unique, the gear tunnel, a use of space in a way we've never seen it, and the capability of the truck just far exceeds these garbage third-party Chargers. So, I don't know, I just hope it gets better. Guy up there in that Bronco just looked at the Rivian and gave it a thumbs up. And overall, I think that's kind of where we need to be in terms of like EVs in general and cars. Like, I like his Bronco, he liked the Rivian. I don't care that it's gas and gets 14 miles per gallon. Maybe not for me, cool car though. Maybe not for me, but for him it's great. He likes it. I like this. Well, kind of. This road trip's ruining. We'll talk. We're going to be more positive. I'm trying to be more positive about this thing. And just disconcerting. That's the thing. Like, we both like our vehicles, and that's just all it needs to be. It doesn't need to be like a political statement or a saving the planet statement. It's just like, if that's a side effect of it, that it's better for the air quality or whatever, then great. But ultimately, we just need to really like our vehicles. And also, we should be doing our best to be sustainable in as many ways as possible, reuse. Why would we not want to be more efficient with energy? What's wrong with that? I remember years ago, I was watching Top Gear. Maybe one of you can reference what episode it was, but like Aston Martin created an exhaust that had these like crystals in it that emitted clean air, and it was a gas-powered car. Where's that? Where's the development of that? Is that possible? Is it too expensive? I just think, these are all things that we should be looking into. Looks like we got a fantasy store coming up. Let's see what we got. Hell yeah, baby. And it's Texas, so they got things in there that are just the size of a cow's leg. Oh yeah, what do we got? What's the advertisement? Okay, middle-aged couple. Hell yeah, he's always grayed out. He ordered his wife. Hell yeah, 40 miles, exit 75, can't get here quick enough. Trip's going nicely. We're kind of back on track. We're gonna be at the Tesla charger in 69 miles, isn't that great? And listening to Tim Dillon, and we're rolling along here. How about the free 72-ounce steak? One of you guys did inform me that the 72-ounce steak scam, it's not a scam, but it's borderline. Apparently it's like $100+ if you finish it, it's free, and you have to sign a contract or something. So that's life. All right, we made it to Amarillo. This place is great. This is a great stop here. This is on the eastern side of Amarillo. These chargers work great. I'll have the discount code at the bottom of the screen. It's working great. Electron sent me this. I emailed my contact there and asked them for it, and they were really nice to send me this for my trip. So I will have that linked in the description with a discount code, because the Rivian ones, they haven't sent them out yet, or at least I haven't gotten mine. So we're charging again, another perfect ramp up here. I just hope it doesn't disconnect like it did before. I don't know what the deal with that was. So, but we're ramping up nicely, and I think I'm gonna continue on from Amarillo. All right, so we're rolling along here. It looks like we're gonna end up in Eric, Oklahoma. So we're actually making the time pretty much that I would have with my Tesla. And what this car lacks in consistent charging network, once you get on a charger and juice up a little bit, it gains in its ability to deliver on range. And whereas my Tesla, it gets like 180 to really at most at highway speeds. If I got 250 miles of range, that would be shocking, because we're moving it, the speed limit's 75. I'm going 76 or 80 generally. So at 80 miles per hour, I'm lucky to get 230 miles of range, and that's going from, because in the range testing I did, that's going from 100% to 0%, which we're not doing. I think that shows like where Tesla can improve in terms of getting actual range, which I think like the Highland Model 3, I've noticed even around town that's delivering on pretty much what you think you'd get. On this, it's already there. It's just a matter of them getting the charging network. I love the comfort of the vehicle. I love all the storage units. I love that it's an off-road focused vehicle. So I'm becoming around to it, but it is still I'm so familiar and so used to the ease. You can, like I've said, you can be dumb and you can drive a Tesla across the country because it takes all the thought, the guesswork out of it for you. being vertically integrated with their chargers and everything. Whereas this next Electrify America charger I show up to, I have no clue. Like I said earlier, the lady was mad at me because she thought that she's like, well, he plugged in and mine popped out. I'm like, it's not like that. So, and then we made out. So I called my wife. I was like, look, there was this lady and we made out. So yeah, I always love this part of the trip. I love Texas. I do. It's a cool state. I love that Texans are proud to be from Texas. They have a lot of pride. I like that. And we're looking at the windmills. The sun is setting. I've seen a couple billboard that says, when you die, you will meet Jesus. And no one really knows. They could be right. They could be wrong. You could come out as a ferret and be in a PetSmart. We don't know. All right, so we're Universal Green Group here. We got a phone number and we got a hotel. We got to sleep something. And I'm just toast right now, but I'm pumped about this. Is exactly what I forgot. I like that. I like that that's on there. This is exactly what I was looking for. NEMA 1450 level 2 charger, whatever. Plug it in, wake up to 100% and sleep my balls off. I want to wake up ballless because I slept them off. It's night, it's cool. In Phoenix, the low right now is 240 degrees. So I'll let you know if Universal EV, this is clutch right here. All right, I spoke too soon. We wasted a bunch of time here. I should have just driven to the next one. This doesn't work. I went on support. She said, do this, reset. The first thing she says is plug it in and then unplug it. So I should have known at that point that it was over. She goes, you want me to send you a location of our other one? I said, no, thank you. Goodbye. Dun, 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 dun. On to the next one. EVs are fun. You should get one. I want to give everyone a brief tour of the room. This kind of sets the tone for what I'm dealing with here. Severe stainage. It's not bad. It's 89 bucks. I mean, I'll take the deal we got in here. Hey. Money back guarantee. Look at that. The whole revival. At least we get revival. Uploading the footage from today after driving 15,000 hours. Blowout facility. It's humid and hot back here. This tile is from 1983. Original commode. And looks like the showers were redone. So look, 89 bucks. It's kind of nice, to be honest. Blue wall would be nice if it was green screen for creators. I'm sure they're thinking about creators. We have the Upstar. A household name. So that's the conclusion of night 1. So that's it. If you want to watch day 2 of this trip, it's right here. If there's no video here yet, then the video is just not up. But day 2 is coming. Make sure you're subscribed. Thank you for sticking with me through this, and I'll see you tomorrow.